Hanging out with Cheryl, Johnny and Cheryl. We're hanging. Johnny and Cheryl, 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 Johnny and Cheryl. Hanging. Oh, Johnny and Cheryl, Cheryl and Johnny, Johnny and Cheryl, Cheryl and Johnny, Johnny and Cheryl.
Hello, my name is Robert Malik. I'm a member of the Earl Gardner Veterans Group. We're a veterans group that helps veterans get service-connected compensation. We say, are you a veteran of the U.S. military? Then get benefits and financial compensation. Did you serve during the Vietnam, Iraq, Kuwait, Afghanistan wars, or even the Korean War or World War II? You can act now. You are suffering from PTSD and you need counseling. You are losing VA benefits because you are eligible for financial compensation. Come to a PTSD meeting of vets to find out what you're missing. We meet 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Mondays and Wednesdays. Where? At the Inglewood Community Center, 2640B Imperial Highway, directly across from the U.S. Post Office at the corner of Crenshaw and Imperial. Or call 323-291-1517 or 323-559-8196. We're here to help. We're veterans helping veterans. Thank you.
Dr. Sebi was a world-renowned herbalist who cured many diseases with his holistic approach to nutrition and herbs over the last 50-plus years. Dr. Sebi formulated African biomineral herbal products that cleanse and nourish the body on a cellular level. His products, in conjunction with his nutritional guide, support the body's natural ability to regenerate and heal. Dr. Sebi proved that his formulas can reverse disease. And in 1988, through the state of New York Supreme Court, Dr. Sebi's products were classified as natural vegetation cell food by Lancaster Labs. Dr. Sebi believed that the root cause of all disease was mucus. Thus, disease manifests itself in the body where mucus has accumulated. Disease only lives in an acidic environment. Dr. Sebi's products help cleanse the body by extracting mucus, and they nourish the body by providing minerals and nutrients on a cellular level. His nutritional guide promotes an alkaline environment in the body to support the healing process and achieve optimum health. None of this information is intended to replace any program that your medical doctor has prescribed for you. You may contact them at 310-838-2490. That's 310-838-2490. Their hours are Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m., and their lunch hour is from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. Visit the website at www.drsabyscellfood.com for more information.
All right, for more information, go on YouTube, look up Dr. Sebi. You'll hear all his stories, everything that he's done for communities. If you actually want to go visit the shop, 2807 South La Cienega Avenue, 2 Streetlight West of La Cienega Boulevard. Their hours are Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. and Saturday from 9 a.m. until 2. And the website is drsabyscellfood.com. 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 And remember, you heard this first from the Gospel Hours with Johnny and Cheryl, or Cheryl and Johnny. Now, what you have heard was a message from Mama Garner earlier on during Church of My Mama After Storm, the death of common sense. Because let's just say, common sense ain't so common. Not right now. I don't think it's been common for a while, but that depends on who you are asking. And we have the first part of Pastor Larry Doze's message. And I believe the title, let me Gotta navigate the screen. Yeah. Yes. Why do they speak in tongues? We will come back to that message, and I believe there's another message that we will come back to if time permits. I believe that message that we had a while back. Let me actually make sure. But in the meantime, let me do some due diligence and give us a proper countdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, welcome to the countdown. Thought I would, add a little flair to the countdown. Since we are doing a countdown of how many days we have left in the current regime, and coming up on Tuesday, actually, people out here in the good old state of California can vote, and they can vote for their governors and the many bills and propositions that would either pass or fail. Now, I'm not going to persuade you to vote for a specific governor candidate, but literally vote on who you believe will do right by you. Don't matter about endorsements. Just look at the actual facts of who they are, what they represent, and what they will try to put in place to keep California where it is, or to expand California beyond what it is right now. So just keep that in mind while you go vote, I believe, on Tuesday. Yes. So, all that in mind, we have the end of Game 7 yesterday between the Oklahoma City Thunder and them San Antonio Spurs. And in pretty dominant fashion, where anytime that the Spurs almost lost grip of the lead, they will find a way to storm right back and take control. This was one of those games where you're happy to have it. You're happy that it happened, but you're also happy of the way that it was officiated, because it felt like it was fair officiating, down the middle, no BS. Nobody was getting away with things. It felt like a fair game. And Makai, if you listening, congratulations to your team. To the San Antonio Spurs, you're going to the NBA Finals once again. But you're going to have to contend with the team that had beat you in the NBA Cup, in the New York Knicks. Let's not forget, the New York Knicks are coming off of 11 straight wins to get to the finals. This has been a dominant Knicks squad, just been running people off the court. Honestly, the series with the Cavaliers, they probably should have won 5 because Knicks had to storm back in game 1 just to get that down 22. Like they say, a game is never over until that clock strikes 0. And that's why I was actually happy at the end of the Spurs and the Thunder game when Vassell had that exclamation point dunk. And then left 4 seconds left on the clock. Just to say it's over. Now, one thing that people are going to look at, they're going to look at Chet Holmgren. Because, my God, Chet, 4 points. You only took two shots. 1 of 2. 2 of 4 from the free throw line. What's going on there? It seemed like you were scared. Seemed you were scared, young blood. Seemed like you got your soul snatched. I mean, that did happen pretty early when Wemby just straight up dunked on you. He was catching an alley-oop and just put you on a poster. A 7-foot poster. Courtesy of the Frenchman, Wembanyama. Yeah. Alright, so you're not having fun with that. So, this week, Spurs versus the Knicks. Game 1. Oh, it is about to be fun. And let me let you know when game 1 will be. It will be Wednesday. So Wednesday, June 3rd, we will have the Knicks and the Spurs. And dare I say it'll be on ABC. Because ABC will be the home of the NBA Finals. Wemby versus Brunson. Now, I'm not going to have, any worry about the officiating for this. That's the main thing that was always going to be a talking point. The main thing that was a talking point during the Spurs and the Thunder series was the officiating. How well would this be officiated? How fair was it going to be officiated? We saw Game 5. Game 5 officiating was actually pretty abysmal. Ain't gonna lie. Officiating for that game left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. Just for the sheer amount of free throws that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had that game, he had like 19 free throws. 19. And that's how he got over 30 points. He's never going to beat the flopping allegations. But he showed that he can score pretty well in Game 7 without all the flops. When he wasn't getting the calls, he buckled down and was able to score like the MVP should. We're not going to take that away from him. But the one thing that the Spurs had, they had heart. You had Wemby with 5 fouls. but they were still making it work. Castle made it work. I believe he also had like 4 fouls because he was playing aggressive defense on Shea. Shea was gas. He was looking for his right hand man and Shed was went AWOL. You had to put an APB to find him because he disappeared on your team. Man, if you don't get that Rolex back from him, you don't deserve that. You don't deserve that. Take that chain off. You haven't earned that. You haven't earned that at all. And that's the reality. So, you have that going on. You still have baseball season going on. We're still in the middle of it. I think we're gonna be a while before we even get to the All-Star game. But right now, some of the actual like surprises. Let me actually pull this up over here. Give me a second. I should have had this already up, but in the meantime, while I'm getting everything set up, I'm going to actually play some actual music, courtesy of Mr. Johnny Jameson, our wonderful host of the Countdown and Gospel Hour with Johnny and Cheryl, or Cheryl and Johnny. All things are beautiful. All beautiful things.
There's so much negativity that you will miss the beauty that surrounds you. Have you seen? Have you seen? Have you seen what happened today? Did you see it? A lot of good things went on. Did you see it? A lot of great things happened today. Did you see it? Or was you caught up in your own negative ways? And did you see all the good things that happened today? Or was you caught up in your own negative ways? Did you see? Did you see the sunrise? Did you see it? Did you see the sunrise? Did you see all the beautiful things that happened today? Got to work, I made a say. Did you see all the good things that happened today? Plenty good things. I saw the children going to school, and they was happy today. People going to work, and did you see all the good things? Yeah. Did you see all the beautiful things? There's so much negativity. I said complaining is a sin. I said complaining is a sin. Stop saying it. I said complaining is a sin, y'all. It's a sin. Did you see all the beautiful things?
Alright. That's all beautiful things. All beautiful things. One thing I was talking about earlier was was actually baseball. And one of the teams that I've looked at, I think many people are actually surprised that they're in the position that they are in right now, would be the Chicago White Sox. They're 32-27, second in the American League Central. Tampa Bay, the Tampa Bay Rays been playing good baseball. They were just in playoffs last year. Yankees are going to be Yankees. The actual defending American League champ, the Blue Jays, they've been struggling a bit. But I think the team that's actually been disappointing the most. Let's see. You got, the Red Sox. They're probably going to end up turning it around by the time the All-Star break happens. They're going to have to. But the team that I'm looking at, that's like really going really out bad, will be the New York Mets, because they made so many moves during the off season, and they just completely just have crapped the bed. It's been ridiculous, just how bad that they've actually played. But the one thing that I want to look at has been WNBA, because the WNBA season is underway. We had the Las Vegas Aces beat the Golden State Valkyrie. Look at the standings so far into the season. We're 8 games to the season. The Lynx are at top, 6-2. Then you got the Dream 5-2. Then you got the Wings 5-3. Then you got the Aces. Then you got the Golden State Valkyries. Then you got the Portland Fire and the Toronto Temple. You got the Portland Fire, the Toronto Temple, and the Golden State Valkyries. There are 3 of the new expansion teams, and they're already like at the top. They got the New York Liberty at number 8. The Indian Fever at there 4-4. You got the Los Angeles Sparks 4-4. Washington Mystics 3-4. Chicago Sky 3-5. Seattle Storm is 3-5. Phoenix Mercury 2-7, and I believe the Connecticut Sun just won, so they are now 2-8. So that's what's going on with the WNBA. Making them aware their standings are right now. Again, with them, they want to start, like, I think once the summer happens, once they start getting into the Olympics, with some people, because that's when they do their All-Star game, is during the summer break. So you start to actually see some things happening right there. As far as news that's been happening, like the only news that's really been going on, that's kind of just been out there, has just been the continue, I guess, backpedal of Cheyenne Bryant and her just failing to actually actually supply her actual degrees, because if you want to call yourself a licensed psychologist, you need to be able to actually back that up, because if you're out here giving bad advice, there's no way that we can, report you to the board, because the board, do they take your license? They can't take a license if you don't have one. They don't have any means to reprimand you if you don't have a degree. But what people can do is put you in jail for fraud, for fraudulent actions. That's just something that they can do. Another thing that's kind of just been kind of just happened. Another thing in the quote unquote, like, I guess, fight world, I guess you can say that this happened, was Ray J. When Ray J went up against another quote unquote celebrity in Super Hot Fire at this boxing event. Super Hot Fire throws the first round, wasn't throwing punches. Come second round, completely knocks out Ray J, and then you got Ray to talk talking about what's going on, like this wasn't the deal. Had him talking crazy because he got knotted up. Just the fact that he got knocked loopy. Okay. So let's actually start to talk about some of the political news that we have. Let me take this. As we start to get into some of the actual political news. So, as we know, there's this $1.8 billion settlement fund in which that would actually go to the quote-unquote victims for those that were arrested and reprimanded for the January 6th riot. So those that remember, that was the when it was like the Proud Boys and like another group that supported Trump raided the Capitol. And so in doing that, a lot of them were arrested, but like one person was actually killed because they were going to raid the Capitol. They even had a noose for Mike Pence because they were going to hang him. And I believe just kill like some of the other the other representatives that were against Trump. So now there was talks about them getting the pardon, and then also getting money for, I guess, wages that were lost since when they were in jail for the January 6th riot. Now, what has happened so far is that a federal judge in Washington, D.C. and another in Virginia has temporarily halted payouts from President Trump's $1.8 billion settlement fund while courts review the fund's legality. And I know Gavin Newsom has said that those that receive those funds that are out here in California, I believe we get taxed like 100%. So that's just something to just think about right there. Mail-in voting ruling. Federal judge in Washington, D.C. declined to immediately block an executive order signed by President Trump that calls for the restriction of mail-in voting, allowing it to move forward. So they're trying to stop mail-in voting. Okay. Controversies have made Democratic Senate candidate Graham Plattner is facing scrutiny following reports that his wife informed his campaign last year about sexual explicit message he sent to other women. Redistricting battle, Louisiana Republicans passed a new congressional map aimed at giving the GOP an additional House seat, which eliminates a majority black district. In South Carolina, the push by Trump to withdraw Republican Jim Clyburn's seat failed. International tension, the U.S. carried out defensive strikes on Iranian military facilities following drones being downed, but the administration claims Iran is negotiating on fumes regarding a nuclear agreement. Jesus Christ. We just out here just doing everything. So, let me see if I can get more information about this. The anti-weaponization fund is stalled. Well, while they're telling him, yo, scrap that. And yeah, they were. That's right. They told him to take his name off of the Kennedy Carter building. But let me see if I can look up what the whole deal is with the mail-in voting. But in the meantime, life is good in Inglewood, folks. Life is good.
Oh, life is good in Inglewood. God has blessed our neighborhood. So let's celebrate in the city of champions.
Inglewood, y'all.
Sitting on the Market Street corner on a quest, searching through the city trying to get my eyes at rest. Found myself a prayer with the rents approaching in me. Pair of tickets get me to the stadium to see the best. If you say we just a city, that's an understatement. I see potential come to life and I appreciate it. I see the neighborhood steady overlooked, coming up from a blank canvas. We got the pen and paper.
Inglewood, y'all.
For far too long, we've been working on the city, going job to job, but now the clip is coming over to us. Progress is the best way to label on our strides because the vote is moving, and now the people are the fuel. With an excellence, with the motor function, steady prevalence. And when you see my city, you'll remember the name. Inglewood is the city that gon' change the game.
All right, so as we say, life is good in Inglewood. Life is definitely good in Inglewood. But the one thing that I definitely looked into, just to give a little bit of clarification on what's going on with this, is that when the judge rules Trump's executive order to restrict mail-in voting can stand for now, Let's actually read into this. It said a Trump-appointed federal judge wrote that plaintiffs cannot claim irreparable harm because there has been no significant action taken to implement the order yet. So, let's read this article that was made May 28th. A federal judge has allowed President Donald Trump's executive order to restrict mail-in voting to stand for now, delivering a temporary setback to Democrats and voting rights groups who said it could disenfranchise millions of voters. In the ruling issued late Wednesday, U.S. District Court Judge Carl Nichols wrote that the plaintiffs in the NAACP and the League of Unified Latin American Citizens cannot claim irreparable harm because there has been no significant action taken to implement the order yet. The March executive order directs the Department of Homeland Security to use Social Security data to compile lists of citizens eligible to vote in each state. U.S. State Postal Service would then only deliver mail-in ballots to voters on the DHS list. The plaintiffs have argued that they would be harmed by the president's unlawful attempts to upturn the electoral playing field in his favor and against political rivals, and urged Nichols to issue a preliminary injunction. But the Postal Service has not yet issued a notice of proposed rulemaking or responded to comments it might receive, let alone adopted a final rule. Nichols, a Trump appointee, wrote in his ruling, adding, the order does not mandate any action by a state once a list has been transmitted to it. At this time, no such lists have been created, nor has any of the infrastructure for compilation or transmission of the list been established. Nichols acknowledged that such actions could happen down the line and said plaintiffs can bring their arguments again if and when they happen. Until then, however, plaintiffs cannot show that preliminary injunctive relief is warranted. Nichols' ruling is likely to be appealed in the months before the midterm elections. The NAACP General Counsel, Kristen Clark, told MS Now that the organization is weighing all options. Trump has long criticized mail-in voting despite having himself cast ballots by mail. Ahead of the midterms, he has said that the federal government should control elections and is trying to amend election laws to favor his party. I tell you what, Republicans have to win this one, he said in February about the passage of the Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act. We'll never lose a race. For 50 years, we won't lose a race. And there you have it. Those were his words in regards to mail-in voting. There's an actual video. Let's actually watch this one by Rail.
Federal judge has blocked President Trump's executive order on mail-in voting, or declined to block that order, I should say. It's a huge loss for the Democratic Party right now, whose lawyers argue that could disenfranchise millions of voters. The decision comes as Republicans are locked in on a tight battle to keep control of both houses of the U.S. Congress in the November midterm elections. Trump has 4 years pushed the false claim that his 2020 election defeat was the result of widespread voter fraud and has criticized voting by mail. Now, the executive order signed by Trump on March 31st directed his administration to compile a list of confirmed U.S. citizens eligible to vote in each state and to use federal data to help state election officials verify who is eligible.
A federal judge decides President Donald Trump's executive order limiting mail-in voting can continue for now. The order directs the federal government to compile a list of eligible voters, and the U.S. Postal Service could only send absentee ballots to those on the list.
They don't have the technical resources, the knowledge, the expertise in order to do that. And it's another way for the federal government to basically interfere in what we have always known to be the state's purview over elections.
Iowans voting by mail for the June 2nd primary aren't likely to be impacted, since the Associated Press reports the Trump administration has not formally issued a list of eligible voters. Iowa Secretary of State Paul Pate did not respond to my request for comment, but he's previously expressed concerns.
I think we have a pretty good working relationship with the post office here in Iowa. I'm not sure I want the post office running our elections.
The federal judge says it's too early to block the executive order, but leaves it open for more challenges down the road. There's also another lawsuit against it in Massachusetts. Now, this isn't the first time President Trump has taken action on voting policy. Since losing the election in 2020, he's claimed there's been voter fraud, even though there's been no evidence of widespread fraud.
We agree that, these elections need to be secure, they need to be fair, but there's a certain amount of overreach that we have effectively seen. It's not like it's one policy, it's like an amalgamation of different policies, each designed to limit voter participation.
In Des Moines, Skylar Talal reporting.
All right, that was just giving out more information about the actual about what's going in with the mail-in voting. Just making sure that y'all are more informed about the actual situation and what is possibly happening, or what they're trying to do. So that's just something to just think about. In the meantime, I don't really think there's like anything else that's been going on. But the one thing that I definitely want to actually drive in to actually point out is that we as Americans here, we have a voice, and those voices that we have are there to because we have rights. And with those rights, we have a responsibility. We can't sit here and say that our votes and opinions do not matter when we have seen the results of when we do not exercise our right to vote, that certain things end up happening, and then you lose your actual right to complain about the results of what have transpired. Now, I'm not saying that, but I will say that I urge you to actually go out and vote in this upcoming election. Because the things that are actually on these ballots, they may not seem important to you, but they are important for the lives of everyone that lives here. You can't keep going with the rhetoric of my vote doesn't matter and then complain about certain things that happen because you didn't use your right to vote. That's just crazy to me. You have a moment to possibly make a difference in what transpires. Don't waste that just to say, oh, my vote doesn't matter. It matters. Your vote matters. Now, let's see. So, one of the things that I actually want to look at was I was just given something about the childhood vaccine policy. So, federal childhood vaccine guidelines established by the Department of Health and Human Services and the CDC universally recommend 11 childhood immunizations. Other vaccines previously on the routine schedule have been reclassified as recommended for high-risk groups or requiring shared clinical decision-making between parents and doctors. But let's actually do a little fact check. So, President Trump has signed an executive order to acknowledge a recent Department of Health and Human Services scientific assessment on childhood vaccines as a guiding resource for the federal government. The scientific assessment can help to align the United States childhood vaccine practices with scientific evidence and best practices from peer-developed countries. The executive order directs the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention and its Advisory Committee of Immunization Practices to review the HHS scientific assessment, which includes best practices from peer-developed countries for core childhood vaccination recommendations. Vaccines recommended for all children. And take any appropriate steps to update the U.S. childhood and adolescent vaccine schedule. ACIP's review should consider ways to provide maximum flexibility to parents and doctors through recommendations for timing and sequencing for the administration of routine immunizations. All executive departments and agencies are directed ensure all actions, regulations, funding, and coverage related to child and adolescent immunizations fully align with the updated schedule recommended by the ACIP as a result of its consideration of the scientific assessment and accordingly adopted by the CDC, while ensuring that Americans retain all of the access that they currently have to vaccine. The order further directs HHS to ensure that state government and health officials are informed of the policies of the federal government regarding child and adolescent immunizations, and that the scientific assessment is available as a resource to inform their consideration of state vaccination laws. You want to say that you want to ensure that the American people have access to the best medical advice in the world, but yet so many people lost their both health coverage and food stamps under the administration because you changed the laws. And that just seems just odd to me. Where it's just like you want to make sure that like we have one of like the best, but like literally like one of the best things that you can possibly do is have like a universal healthcare where people shouldn't have to pay an arm and a leg just to get healthcare coverage, just to live. The healthcare shouldn't cost as much as it does. It shouldn't. Now, the one thing that I saw that I just saw was that there's a fight card coming up called the Freedom 250. I believe that'll be on June 14th. Make sure I have that right, which is a UFC fight card. So the Freedom 250 have had some artists drop out. So that, I believe that, yes, that'll be happening June 14th. And they've had some musical artists that was slotted to actually be there and drop out. So let's just go over it. 5 musical acts have dropped out in the upcoming Great American State Fair on the National Mall, saying they were misled by organization about the political affiliation of the event. The event celebrating America's 250th anniversary is put on by Freedom 250, which is a nonprofit backed by Trump and his allies. Freedom 250 has run in parallel to America 250, a separate organization blessed by Congress as a decade ago to prepare for America's semi-quincentennial. Fair organizers announced the initial lineup Wednesday. By Friday morning, Bret Michaels, Martina McBride, Morris Day, and The Time, the Commodores, and the Young MC have announced they will not perform. Michaels, Young MC, McBride, and the Commodores all publicly criticized the event's political nature when announced their withdrawal. Unfortunately, what was presented to us as a celebration of our country has evolved into something much more divisive than what I agreed to be a part of. Michaels wrote Tuesday on Instagram. The Poison lead singer also said the safety of his fans, crew, and family was factored into his decision, including threats that were completely unfounded and unforgivable. Young MC withdrew just hours after the lineup was announced, pointing to a Spin magazine article that described the celebration as Trump-backed. The artists were never told about any political involvement in the event. He wrote Wednesday on Facebook, I hope to perform in D.C. in the near future at an event that is not so politically charged. McBride said Thursday on Instagram that she was misled by organizers into thinking the event was a nonpartisan celebration meant to unify all 50 states, adding that things started changing and what we were told is in fact not what is happening. Artists affiliated with R&B group Milli Vanilli, famous for the lip sync scandal, also tried to distance themselves from the performance. Fab Morvan, one of the duo's frontmen, confirmed that he will still be performing according to a statement obtained by the Associated Press. But the group's original vocalist, performing under the name The Real Milli Vanilli, posted a statement Thursday on Facebook to clarify that they would not be participating in the event. CNC Music Factory rapper Freedom Williams defended his decision to perform in a 7-minute video posted on the group's Instagram on Thursday, tagging Young MC and Michaels and explaining why he would still make the stage despite his condemnation of Trump. Robert Saviles, co-founder of CNC Music Factory, wrote Thursday in a Facebook that Williams' involvement in the event misrepresents the group's name and should be seen as strictly an individual and unaffiliated with the group. Also remaining on the bill are Vanilla Ice and Flo Rida. Organizers of Freedom 250 did not immediately respond to a request for comment. In the X video posted last year, Trump promoted the fair as an event celebrating America's exceptional history and culture, adding that, frankly, you'll never see anything like it. You'll never see anything like it again. So, that was the Freedom 250. Let me see if I can actually get a video that will explain that way better. So here's what has been said, and enjoy.
President Trump this morning suggesting a 16-day event to celebrate the nation's 250th birthday should be canceled, fuming in a Truth Social post that there should be a campaign-style rally instead of having overpriced singers who do nothing but complain. Trump on Saturday teased the new headliner for the Great American State Fair, himself, after several artists dropped out of the event, citing political concerns.
That's gotta hurt a lot when you can't close the deal with Milli Vanilli.
Country singer Martina McBride writing, I was presented with an opportunity to perform at a nonpartisan event, but that turned out to be misleading. Rapper Young MC saying artists were never told about any political involvement. And Poison frontman Bret Michaels writing, "It's evolved into something much more divisive than I agreed to be a part of." A spokesperson for Freedom 250, backed by the president, said Trump will personally kick off the massive event on June 24th, with preparations underway across the Capitol. Trump telling organizers to cancel the fair, just like he canceled his involvement with the Kennedy Center, after a federal judge ruled Friday that his name must come off the building. The president, who planned to close the Performing Arts Center for 2 years for renovations, calling the judge crooked, suggesting the landmark will collapse both structurally and financially without his time and money. Trump returning to a familiar playbook, even calling out the judge's wife by name, and suggesting other crooked judges on my cases should be impeached, appearing to refer to legal setbacks for his taxpayer-funded $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund. A judge temporarily blocking any payouts to those who claim they were wronged by the prior administrations, and a second judge reopening the president's $10 billion IRS lawsuit, which Trump had dropped in favor of the DOJ-created fund.
And Willie, that federal judge who decided to reopen the case ordered the president and his team to respond to claims the IRS settlement fund was deceptive and potentially collusive. The deadline for that is June 12th. Willie?
Julie Sirkin at the White House. Julie, thanks so much.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the...
With America's 250th anniversary just weeks away, President Trump's efforts to get celebrities to attend his big celebration are collapsing. In just the last hour, President Trump floated the idea of canceling the event altogether and instead turning it into a political rally. Trump writing online, quote, "We should have a giant Make America Great Again rally for 250 instead of having overpriced singers who nobody wants to hear, whose music is boring, and yet who do nothing but complain." This follows a slew of performers who backed out, claiming they were misled about the political associations surrounding the concert. Eddie Gall Jr. is back with us. So, Eddie, yes. Donald Trump had a vision that he wanted this 250th celebration that coincided with his birthday to be, and it's falling apart. What do you make of that?
Well, I think, there's obviously a kind of cultural backlash, that he's lost popular culture in a way. We could all just kind of revel in Jimmy Kimmel making fun of him. That's a good thing. But there's a sense in which he's trying to tell a particular kind of story of the country. Whether it's the $1776 billion slush fund, whether it's the $250 bill, whether it's his image on the passport to commemorate the 250th, there's an attempt to yoke the celebration of the country to him, to make this indistinguishable. And that's really all about, in my view, imagining the country in a specific sort of way, where certain people play minor bit parts and other folk, his folk, are centered in the story of the country.
It's also pretty self-protective. If you don't want to come to my birthday party,
I won't have
skipping out on, but not even that. You're not going to America's birthday party.
I think it's a little on the nose to have something called, what is it, Freedom 250 collapse.
You got the freedom to leave.
No, hold on. Show that graphic again. Flow Ride is still going.
Okay.
Let's be very clear. Vanilla Ice and Flow Ride are absolutely still going.
It's a metaphor for something, and that something is something I don't really want to carry to its logical conclusion.
There it is.
This could be a nice, lovely, bipartisan event where American icons, it just doesn't have to be this way. Why can't we have nice things?
Every milestone anniversary, I argued this in the book, every milestone anniversary for the country, whether it's the centennial, whether it's the sesquicentennial, the 150th, or the bicentennial, the country has to tell a story about its founding, a story about itself, but it's happening in the moment of extraordinary contradiction. The vexations of the nation are in full view. 1876, Reconstruction's collapsing. Violent coups across the South, Colfax in Louisiana, Vicksburg, Hamburg, South Carolina. People are dying as Democrats, former Confederates, are taking over government. In 1926, this is the decade of the Klan. That year, the Klan, deep roast, hooded, sheets, marching down Washington, D.C., claiming the Immigration Act of 1924 as one of its crowning achievements, an Immigration Act that today people are trying to go back to. 1976, I wore red, white, and blue pants Yeah, I was 8 years old.
You have to do it this year, too.
No. But think about it. We're longing for consensus in 1976, Watergate, Vietnam, Black Power. In these moments, the contradiction of the country, that it wants to be a beacon, imagine itself as a beacon of freedom and as a white republic, is in full view. Today, Trump and his minions are trying to imagine the country in a particular sort of way, and it's not working.
Well, so how do you think historians of the future, the equivalent of you, not that you have any equivalent out there,
not that you will live forever,
you will live forever, whatever, the next generation, how will they recall this moment? How would the sequel to this book get written about this moment 25 years from now?
What we do. I said on this show before that we're in a second lost cause. And when we think about the collapse of Reconstruction, there are two facets. Of course, there's redemption. That's the violence, the disenfranchisement of black folk. But then there's the epistemic violence, the violence on what we know, how we see, the knowledge, the story we tell. And so Du Bois writes Black Reconstruction in 1935 in order to challenge a particular story. Well, what Trump and America 250 or Freedom 250, what they're going to try to do is to tell a story of the country that emphasizes a particular understanding of America as white. Immigration is part of the immigration policy is a part of that. The disenfranchisement of black folk, a part of that. All of this. So what they're going to look back is what choice did we make in the face of this attempt to seize the story of America?
It occurs to me that we are being taped. And so if anybody is digging up this footage in the future, I just want them to know it is exactly as stupid as it looks. I mean,
Pablo Torre is on the record.
Yeah, for my grandkids, this is the camera. It was exactly this dumb.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that's sort of almost bizarrely refreshing, Eddie, about seeing all the people pulling out of this thing, it's this reminder that in D.C. and Congress, we've done a whole show about the fear that Republicans still have towards this president. You have people out who are seemingly unencumbered by the political pressure, just saying, yeah, this is also something that we don't want to be a part of at all.
Yeah, but at the same time, we have Delaney Hall. At the same time, we have redistricting across the South. At the same time, we have all the trains are running that's undermining our democracy. Let's be clear, it's dumb, but it's us.
Yes.
What's so fascinating and shocking, I try to show this in the book, are the repetitions. If you look in 1926, Hiram Wesley Evans, the grand wizard of the KKK, writes a piece in the North American Review, and what he's arguing sounds exactly like MAGA. 1926. So even though we see these cracks and fragments in MAGA now, right, we need to understand the repetition is clear. We already, just really quickly, Texas, Cornyn got his behind handed to him. Cassidy came in third. Indiana, we saw it. So even though we see the fracture of the coalition, we still have something really, really troublesome at the heart of the country that's driving the madness that consumes us.
Right. It's that line about history repeating and also rhyming.
Oh, that's Twain.
In this case, Eddie Glaude, the music is horrific on a bunch of different levels, I suppose. Thank you for everything, Professor.
All right. So that's just to give you a little bit of a better perspective of what's going on with this Freedom 250, and what's supposed to be a musical fair, which had like 6 of its artists just pull out. I think like only like three artists are going to be there. Like you have Vanilla Ice, that's still going to be there. Like someone that's part of the and Flow Rider is supposed to be there. And I think one member of the CNC Music Factory is supposed to be there. So that is something. Yeah. So yeah, that was Freedom Williams. He's going to still be there. It shouldn't be associated with the CNC Music Factory group. But that is what's going to be happening right there. So in the meantime, we're going to play some commercials. We will be right back.
Hanging out with Johnny and Cheryl. Johnny, Johnny and Cheryl. I'm hanging out with Cheryl, Johnny and Cheryl. We're hanging. Johnny and Cheryl, 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 hanging on. Johnny and Cheryl, Cheryl and Johnny, Johnny and Cheryl, Cheryl and Johnny, Johnny and Cheryl.
Hello, my name is Robert Malik. I'm a member of the Earl Gardner Veterans Group. We're a veterans group that helps veterans get service-connected compensation. We say, are you a veteran of the U.S. military? Then get benefits and financial compensation. Did you serve during the Vietnam, Iraq, Kuwait, Afghanistan wars, or even the Korean War or World War II? You can act now. You are suffering from PTSD and you need counseling. You are losing VA benefits because you are eligible for financial compensation. Come to a PTSD meeting of vets to find out what you're missing. We meet 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Mondays and Wednesdays. Where? At the Inglewood Community Center, 2640B Imperial Highway, directly across from the U.S. Post Office at the corner of Crenshaw and Imperial. Or call 323-291-1517 or 323-559-8196. We're here to help. We're veterans helping veterans. Thank you.
Dr. Sebi was a world-renowned herbalist who cured many diseases with his holistic approach to nutrition and herbs over the last 50-plus years. Dr. Sebi formulated African biomineral herbal products that cleanse and nourish the body on a cellular level. His products, in conjunction with his nutritional guide, support the body's natural ability to regenerate and heal. Dr. Sebi proved that his formulas can reverse disease. And in 1988, through the state of New York Supreme Court, Dr. Sebi's products were classified as natural vegetation cell food by Lancaster Labs. Dr. Sebi believed that the root cause of all disease was mucus. Thus, disease manifests itself in the body where mucus has accumulated. Disease only lives in an acidic environment. Dr. Sebi's products help cleanse the body by extracting mucus, and they nourish the body by providing minerals and nutrients on a cellular level. His nutritional guide promotes an alkaline environment in the body to support the healing process and achieve optimum health. None of this information is intended to replace any program that your medical doctor has prescribed for you. You may contact them at 310-838-2490. That's 310-838-2490. Their hours are Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m., and their lunch hour is from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. Visit the website at www.drsabyscellfood.com for more information.
Hey, Johnny, this is Lisa, Faith's cousin. I just wanted to let you know that we got the package, and I am so grateful to you for the package. It has all these awesome products in it, and I am going to use them. And again, I am super grateful to you. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you once again for that little break. So, once again, Dr. Sebi, 310-838-2490, 310-838-2490. And then you will also go to drsabyscellfood.com, drsabyscellfood.com. Let me give you more information, because you can actually go to their address if you actually want to pick up anything. You could definitely get that CMOS. I know your body going through it, because if you have had to deal with this weather, your sinuses are just all over the place. just sick as a dog. Mucus all over the place. Once again, 2807 La Cienega Avenue, Los Angeles, California, 90034, 2 streetlights west of La Cienega Boulevard, 310 310-838-2490, 310-838-2490. If you want to call in here, 310-910-9676 extension 1. We will gladly accept your calls. What you want to talk about? Either hours are Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. and Saturday in-store shopping only from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. Remember all that. Remember that. Thank you for this quick little break. So, it seems like Trump is he's kind of just been spiraling a little bit, where basically if things don't go his way, he kind of just throws a baby fit, just like, wee, they're not going my way, wee. Why aren't you letting me do what I want to do? Why did y'all pull out? Y'all ain't real Americans. Here's some of the news that happened with 3 judges smacked down Trump in one day.
Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes. Donald Trump's 80th birthday is coming up in just 2 weeks, and as is his style, he's been corruptly lavishing himself with presents all year in preparation. But today, 3 separate federal judges started raining on his parade, a quick succession of court decisions over the course of just a few hours rebuking Trump on some of his seemingly highest priorities in office. I mean, these are the things that keep him up at night. These are the things he thinks about, that he plots about, that he talks about to the press and anyone who's listening. There is clear evidence of the growing backlash to his profiteering off of his petition. Like when he unilaterally put his name above John F. Kennedy's on the Kennedy Center. Not, profit per se, but let's just say self-aggrandizement. A federal judge today ordered Trump's name permanently removed from the building, saying, quote, and this is true, Congress gave the Kennedy Center its name and only Congress can change it. That was just the beginning of Trump's very bad day. The next shoe to drop was over his planned $1.8 billion slush fund to pay the people who helped him try to overthrow an election the last time he lost, and we should say, essentially anyone else that he wants to. The plan is now falling apart. A federal judge in Virginia put the brakes on that slush fund today, halting it as multiple lawsuits against Trump's DOJ work through their way through the courts. Remember, Trump's DOJ proposed this fund at a settlement to Trump's $10 billion lawsuit against the IRS that Donald Trump controls. And today, the federal judge in Florida, who heard the lawsuit, right, when Trump filed the lawsuit against the IRS, she said she is reopening that lawsuit to investigate grievous allegations that the settlement was, quote, premised on deception and made the court the victim of a fraud. That was a response to a motion by 35 former federal judges saying the Trump administration might have defrauded the court with its settlement. The settlement seems like a product of collusion, not a good faith process between 2 parties in a lawsuit who are, crucially, adversarial to each other in a controversy, as the Constitution describes. In fact, one of the signatories, one of the retired federal judges who signed onto that brief, explained on our show just last night how there could have been a fraud on the court.
This could only be paid over if there was litigation, if there had been a claim. And so, therefore, they went to court to make a claim. The problem is that the claim was really, as we said in our papers, a collusion, was a fraud on the court, that the claim was really not a real claim because it was Donald Trump bargaining with himself, as you said before, the snake bargaining with himself. So the motion was to reopen the case. Not that we're saying that it is a fraud or not fraud. We're saying there's enough here that the judge should investigate, should be opened to see what's going on.
Now, I'll be honest with you, when we had Nancy Gertner, who you just saw there on the show last night, who's been a frequent guest and who I always love hearing from, when we had her on the show saying this, I don't know the law well enough. It seemed a bit of a long shot, like to go in and be like, wait a second, wait, not so fast. But guess what? Not such a long shot. That judge that received the filing is now giving the government until June 12th. They have to file something explaining how the slush fund plan is legitimate. They actually have to reply and say, no, we weren't colluding, we were adversarial, as hard as a case that might be to make, or the whole thing might be scuttled entirely. So that's 3 huge rulings just today, just in a few hours this afternoon into the evening, challenging some of Trump's most grossly corrupt acts. Then, just before he got on air, another federal judge ruled that he could not dismiss the indictments of Oath Keepers leader Stuart Rhodes and fellow supporters who plotted the attack on the Capitol on January 6th because the Justice Department hasn't offered any facts or evidence to justify it, despite the fact that they are trying to rescind those. Just more evidence of Trump's waning power and influence, and also of the just sheer lawlessness of his rampage through the nation that federal judges have been trying to stop. This is even as he's taking the nation's birthday party and turning it into his own. I mean, it's the 250th birthday of the country. Trump has sort of appropriated the whole thing as a Donald Trump birthday party. He's throwing himself a USC party. There it is, in front of the White House, a live televised cage fight that's happening on the White House lawn on Trump's 80th birthday in 2 weeks, by the way. And that pairs wonderfully with another one of Trump's gifts to himself. And again, he's been making lots of these. He's not someone who likes to deny himself much. A big bunch of stock in, yes, you guessed it, UFC's parent company. Between $15,000 and $50,000 worth in late March, according to disclosures first reviewed by HuffPost. The White House told MS Now there are no conflicts of interest. Great. No, there's just a stock purchase and then a giant UFC event on the White House lawn that he's been promoting for months. What could possibly be a conflict of interest about that, right? Donald Trump feels entitled to lots of gifts all the time now, even when it's not his birthday. In fact, every day is kind of his birthday. I think that's the way he views it. This increasingly brazen and ham-handed corruption is also, I think, getting harder to sustain as gas prices still hover above $4 a gallon and a vast majority of the country says the economy's awful and his political strength collapses. That's especially with regards to the seditionist slush fund, which might be the single most repellent and audacious idea he's come up with yet. I mean, members of both parties have now introduced bills to block it. One congressman is pushing to subpoena the Trump officials who were involved in putting the plan for that fund together. That congressman is Jamie Raskin, Democrat of Maryland. He's a ranking member of the House Judiciary Committee, and he joins me now. Congressman, I think you and I would both agree that federal district court judges, that's the lowest level in the federal judiciary that has 3 levels, district, appellate, Supreme Court, across ideological lines, across the party that nominated them, have really consistently kind of just said up is up and down is down, black is black and white is white when it comes to Trump. And today we have another example with respect to the slush fund. So first, let me just start with your understanding of the significance of both of these rulings. 1, to just stop it, and 2, down in Florida to reopen the case.
It's monumental. And the constitutional philosophy that's been advanced by tens of millions of Americans across the country of no kings, I think is also being taken up by the federal judiciary. These people are saying no kings. We're actually going to enforce the law as it is. So it's a remarkable day for the rule of law in America as the judges peel back the various layers of the onion and reveal nothing but a fraud at the heart of it. And that fraud is obviously propounded by Donald Trump, but Attorney General Todd Blanche is right in the thick of it. I mean, they filed a motion to dismiss on July 23rd of 2025 in a case not only exactly on point legally, but on exactly the same point factually. It related to the same leak that Trump was concerned about. This is the one that sent Charles Littlejohn to jail for leaking information about Trump's taxes. And the DOJ, under Todd Blanche and under Pam Bondi, sent in a motion to dismiss, which succeeded, saying that you can't recover against the government for the misdeeds of a private government contractor. They knew it. They won on that point, and then they turned around in this case, and they agreed with Donald Trump that he should get $10 billion.
Yes, right.
Yeah. So now they're all going back and saying it was a fraud on the court from the beginning. There was collusion between the two sides. They weren't owed $1, much less $10 billion. So the settlement, the so-called settlement, was completely fraudulent. It was an attempt to set up this $1.776 billion political slush fund for their friends, and then also an attempt to wipe the slate clean for any tax fraud, tax crimes, or other federal crimes or federal civil violations that were undertaken by Trump, his family, or his businesses, which of course had nothing to do with the original matter of the leak in the first place. So they tried to sneak into this whole thing, this wipeout of liability, a super pardon by the attorney general for the president, his family, and his businesses. And now suddenly it's clear the emperor's got no clothes. This was a fraud on the court that they're trying to turn into a fraud against the country.
All right. Thank you once again for explaining some things. But one thing that I actually missed when talking about the UFC, talking about the Freedom 250, was also the bit of controversy that's been that's been going on. Let me actually first send this out. So there's a bit of controversy with the event that's going to be held out on the south lawn of the White House. Hold on, did I double send something by accident? I think I double sent something. Yes, I did. I double sent this. Yeah. Yeah. Get rid of that. Okay. There we go. Yep, my bad. All right, so UFC Freedom 250 was staged in a temporary arena in the South Lawn with a setting of about 4,300 people, including 1,200 seats for service members. Weigh-ins are planned for the Lincoln Memorial, and nearby Ellipse will host large public viewing areas accommodating for tens of thousands. Event also feature live music sets performed by Zach Brown Band and will be broadcast via Paramount Plus and CBS. Now, the main issue that has been presented with this was that because they want service members to actually be there. So the temporary venue is expected to be the whole 4,500 guests, far below Trump's wish for 20,000 spectators. Fans and supporters expressed confusion, mistaking the arena for a roller coaster circus or portal. Security experts questioned hosting 100,000 spectators across multiple DC locations, citing operational challenges. The project highlights uncertainty over presidential authority and national landmarks and federal property. Now, I know like some of the guest lists that was involved, like Adam Sandler, Tom Brady, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Mario Lopez, Jared Leto, Jason Statham, and Guy Ritchie, all connected to UFC fandom, martial arts, which somehow collaborated with UFC, Dana White, and Trump in the past. Lineup underscores the effort to merge pop culture appealing with the sporting spectacle. Critics have questioned the appropriateness of using the White House for a commercial sporting event tied to Trump's birthday. It's going to be his 80th birthday. Citing concerns over commercialization and militarization of federal spaces. Sort of social media reactions range from jokes about idiocy to accusations of turning the White House to a circus. So the main thing that's been going on was that the main controversy was that like it was supposed to have service members a Pentagon memo revealed that free tickets to the event are strictly limited to service members who meet strict body composition standards, including drawing accusations that the administration is using troops as political props. So basically, you got to be fit and ready to go in order to get free tickets to the Freedom 250. So there's been watchdog groups have criticized President Trump for purchasing stock in the UFC parent company just prior to following the highly publicized event. So there's a little bit of discrepancy there. For instance, 50 official initiative coordinating these 250th anniversary events is facing lawsuits and transparency complaints from groups like Public Employees and Environmental Responsibility over how the organization is spending funds and operational functions that seemingly have no nexus to the National Park Foundation. Many critics and public figures, including Joe Rogan, have argued it is inappropriate and insensitive to hold a mixed martial arts event on the White House lawn to celebrate America's 250th birthday. And broader Freedom 250 events on the National Mall have faced mass artist dropouts. Performers, including young MC, withdrew after discovering the event was backed by the Trump administration, saying they were misled about the political nature of the celebration. So, all that into consideration, this has been a giant mess. The fact that candidates voted in UFC event on the White House South Lawn, but candidates must pay their own travel and strictly meet current waist to height fitness ratios. You gotta be fit. Waist to height fitness ratios. I guess just to show that like the service members are in agreement with this. I don't know. This is just a whole cluster. If I have ever seen one. Oh, Jesus Christ. So, one thing that's outside of the political spectrum a little bit is in health news. So, a newly developed experimental drug called daraxonrasib has achieved unprecedented clinical trial results, nearly doubling the survival rate of patients with advanced pancreatic cancer. Let me get a round of applause for that. All right, there we go. In bad news, we've had an Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda has claimed more than 40 lives. In response, Brazil has identified two potential patients, and Kenya is moving forward with an active quarantine facility. So prayers out to those that are affected by the Ebola outbreak. That's crazy. So there's still going to be some ICE detention protests, which I think have led to a curfew being implemented in New Jersey. So that's just something to just think about. And when we say people get excited for their sports, this is not what I meant. When you have riots going on because of the Champions League, following the Paris Saint-Germain victory in the Champions League final, French police arrested nearly 800 people in Paris after massive post-match celebration erupted into violent clashes. When I say these international people get excited for their soccer, for their football, they get excited for their football. The same way that a lot of fans out here in the States get really excited for their sports, especially when their teams are winning. I think like just what happened yesterday. We're gonna send prayers to this kid because he was pronounced brain dead after celebrating the Spurs victory over the Thunder. Like when these teams, like we saw what happened in Philadelphia when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, they were going nuts, just crazy, just bonkers. Just people were losing their minds. It was crazy. But when I say people get overly excited for these sporting events and for these teams, I get it. People have passion. But you have to be able to control that passion in a very constructive way. Because instead, you go from constructive to destructive. And people are losing lives because of this. Like we honestly cannot keep going through this. We can't. Again, we have 964 days left. This man's about to be 80. He about to be 80. I just want y'all to think about that. He about to be 80. Acting like a whole fool. 80. Meanwhile, gas prices out here are through the roof. I mean, like in some areas, it's like $5.20, $5.30, $5.50. Some areas like $6. Some areas like $7. While we still have ongoing controversy with Iran, who literally have a lot of Americans by the balls because of their control over the oil economy. Like, what are we doing? What are you doing? You have to get control of the situation, or we need to put somebody else in charge that will actually get control of the situation. Because this is ridiculous. Just honestly. This is ridiculous. Just honestly ridiculous. Why create a conflict? Hide your hand. Try to be the quote unquote try to paint yourself as a savior. But yet you doing all this bull. You started all of this. And now it's the American people who have to suffer the consequences. Some of us don't exactly have the funds. Some of us have to get 2 or 3 jobs just to get gas. Just to get gas. What are we doing here? So now, this Freedom 250, it could definitely, it's up in the air. It could be all going up in smoke. We don't know what's going on. It's in what? In like 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. Make sure I have that right. Make sure. Let me pull up a calendar. Yep, we are going into. Yep, in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. 2 weeks, Sunday. This is what's going down. So many artists have already backed out because you wanted to push a political agenda on the 250th anniversary of America as a country. You wanted to pull this. I don't know what we're doing here. Crazy to me. Crazy. on that note, we're going to play some music. It's the one thing that we, as African Americans, are going to do. We're going to come right out the ashes.
Everybody lend a hand, let's build again. Out of the ashes will come a new dream. Everybody lend a hand, together we'll stand. Then we'll know what it means to be redeemed. Oh yeah, you often wonder, how do we survive? We just learned down through the years how to keep hope alive. We believe in the positive, it's the part of the life we live. 'Cause we learn how to share and how to give. Everybody, oh yeah, don't you know we got to, don't you know we got to build again, yeah. Out of the ashes, yeah, will come a new dream. Everybody, come on y'all, together we'll stand. Oh yeah, then we'll know what it means to be redeemed. Listen, y'all, if you take the high road, I'll take the low road. We could build a new road that would bring us together on one road. All we need is a hammer. We can build all over the world. Build new houses for every man, woman, and boy and girl. Yeah, everybody. We need the union of helping hand. Out of the ashes will come a new dream. Gonna come a brand new dream. Now listen here, y'all. Restoration finally come. Yesterday is gone. Here comes the rising of a new sun. What used to be burnt down, we build it up again with the help from the Father and our friends. Everybody in, let's build again. Out of the ashes, come a new dream. Oh, everybody live, yeah. Come on, together we'll stand. And we'll know what it means to be redeemed. Come on, everybody live, yeah. Don't you know we got to build again? Oh yeah. Out of the ashes, oh yeah. Come a new dream. Oh, come on, yeah. Oh, together we'll stand. And we'll know, yeah. What it means to be redeemed. If we all help one another, we'll know, yeah. What it means to be redeemed. If we just work together, we'll know. alright. We can make it right. Let's work together. And we'll both day and night. Yeah.
All right, we have come out of the ashes into a new dream. One thing I want to talk about real quick. Now, I know some people in like certain areas like Santa Monica or just even out here have seen, hell, like even in Compton, seen these like wild coyotes and mountain lions that started to come into our neighborhoods. Now, if you see any of these animals out in the wild, do not approach them. They're wild. They're unpredictable. They're gonna try to eat you. They're gonna try to maul you. They've already mauled some pets. Like, what are we doing here? All these bears just roaming around. At the end of the day, these are still wild animals. Don't be trying to out here be like goddamn Snow White or freaking Dr. Doolittle. Oh, I could talk to all the animals. They understand me. I'm cool with all animals. You cool with domesticated. These are wild. You will die. You will die. What are you doing? Alright, so we're coming about like 17, 18 more minutes into the show. And this has definitely been a more politically charged show. Having a lot more talking points when it comes to politics. But just a side note, make sure you're tuned in come Wednesday. If you're watching the NBA, you got NBA Finals starting Wednesday on ABC. So be on the lookout for that. We've had a couple boxing fights. We just had one. We just had a boxing fight where it was Shaquille Foster versus Raymond Ford, I believe. Foster won that one, I believe. Yeah, Gold Trunks. Yeah. Yeah, that was Foster, and then he had Shakira Stevenson come into the ring. So it looks like that'll be the actual next fight between Foster and Shakur. So that should be actually exciting to actually watch when that happens. Either it's going to be later on this year or next year. I count that more for next year. But he's calling out Tank Shakur and Lamont after his win. So yeah, he's riding high right now. He's doing his thing. congrats to him. But one thing I want to really emphasize, make sure you go out and vote. And if you're not able to actually physically go out and vote, make sure you mail in your ballots, have everything filled out appropriately so that so that your votes count. Remember, all votes matter at the end of the day. Just make sure you have everything in order. On that note, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching here on the YouTube page. And we'll be back next week with the countdown and the Gospel Hours with Johnny and Cheryl and Johnny. Until then, stay safe, take care, and have a good rest of your day.
God, we thank you for loving us, God. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have eternal life. For God did not send the Son into the world to judge the world, but that the world should be saved through him. We thank you for that, God. God, even though you had evidence of our wrong before thee, you loved us anyway to send your only Son to die on the cross, to stand in the gap, to take our place. God, it brings tears to my eyes every time my flesh gets me in trouble. I just want to encourage all of my friends and the people that I meet that has this CD. Keep going forward. Keep pushing. What should give you the power and the energy to do it? Because Jesus loves you. Remember that. Don't ever give up. Even when you do wrong and you feel like you need to qualify somehow to approach Jesus, if you are a sinner, that qualifies you for a Savior. And Jesus is our only Savior. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. We thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you. All because you love me. And how you can put up with me, Lord, yes. The Bible tells me so. All because you love me. Ooh, you just love me. That's it. Am I wrong? You just love me. Is it all because you love me? I lie and cheat sometimes, Lord. Oh, you just love me. All because you love me. All because you love me. Thank you for your word, 'cause it tells me so. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Thank you. I owe my life to you. I owe my thoughts to you. Everything that I have to you. Every step that I take, every word that I use, every breath that I take, everything. Thank you. I know. Jesus loved me. This I know. tells me so. Oh, yes, it does. What when that light go up in our life, Jesus, Mama, shine all around us, me and my children, when it done got so dark, and we can't find our way. You are the only one that can be a light to our pathway, Jesus. Because I know you are the light. You are the light of the world, Jesus. And it's shining all around me. Oh, yes, you are. I don't know who you are today, but somebody is going through some situation, and you've been trying to find a way. But we just want you to know, if you hold on and lean not to your own understanding, God will, He will make a way for you. I know He will make a way. All you got to do, Lord, is just wait on Jesus. Wait on Jesus. Wait on Jesus. He will make a way. He said, I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life, and no man can come to the Father but by me. He said, if you just give me your hand, I will take you over there. But all you got to do is just trust in me and believe in me and have faith and hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. God's unchanging hand. He will make a way out of no way. He will turn your midnight to the day. He did it for me, and I know He'll do it for you. So I told to tell you, you just got to sit there and you just got to wait. You just got to wait on Him. You just got to trust Him. You just got to believe and have faith in God. Father, I'm stretching my hand to Thee. 'Cause there's no other help I know. When my friend misused me, I said, Lord, help me. Comes from the Lord. And even when I'm doing the best I can, and nobody seems to understand, that's when all of your help come from the Lord. Comes from the Lord. Well then, tell me, where do I go when I don't know where to go? That's when all of your help come from the Lord. Well, tell me, what do I do when I'm done all that I can do and can't do no more? That's when all your help come from the Lord. Can I tell you my testimony? Comes from the Lord. I want you to know how good God has been. I'ma tell your testimony. You see, when I woke up this morning, I still had the activities of my limbs. You see, they told me that I wasn't gonna walk no more, but when I got out of my bed, I was able to walk on my own 2 feet. And ain't that good news? Ain't that good news? You see, the doctor said that if I would live, that I wouldn't be nothing but a vegetable. But I come to tell y'all, that's been over 23 long years ago. And our blood is still running warm in my veins. And I still have the activities of my limbs. And I just want to tell the world, I'm alive. I'm alive.
Once again, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for just being a part of this broadcast. And once again, I implore you, go out and vote. Make your voice be heard. Enough of the my voice doesn't matter. Your voice matters. Especially in times like this where we need to come together to show some form of solidarity in using our God-given rights when they're trying to be taken away from us. Use them before you lose them. Let's help one another. Good day.